distinct absence of media coverage about our local region. We're sort of in between, we're in this, what we call like a media vacuum, like in between the Albany metropolitan area has a lot of coverage around Albany issues and the New York City area. And so we're sort of like left in the lurch here with like no local news coverage, no community news, no local political news, and very little media that is relevant to our communities. And especially in the last few years, I'm sure you guys experienced this too, of like newspapers failing, going out of business, and the newspapers that are remaining, less and less actual like local reporting, more and more like AP stuff. So in terms of journalism and media in that sense, it's definitely filling a real need. In terms of community building and connecting and involving people in participatory media making, this area is sort of, maybe many communities say this, but it's sort of notoriously disparate in that we have very urban areas, very rural areas within our listening range, and a lot of like breakdowns amongst different communities and different parts of the communities. And so this is really like part of an effort to create community dialogue, to allow to create a venue for folks to have a voice, and especially those who are often left out or marginalized in popular media and in the media that we have around here. And also a real vehicle for artists and musicians and youth. We're definitely going to be the only station that has youth-produced media, that has shows in Spanish, Haitian Creole, Bangladeshi, so programs that are relevant to the local immigrant communities.
Great, thanks. So, we've heard from other people generally what's going on here. There's a station build happening, there's workshops happening, really amazing food. What's been, in a nutshell again, what's kind of been the lead up to this? It's very apparent that it's like a lot of work has gone into it. Can you kind of describe that a little bit?
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot of work. About 6 months ago, after we submitted an application, a little over 6 months ago, we submitted an application to Prometheus Radio Project to be the host station to collaborate with to put on this barn raising. So we were selected out of a number of applicants for them to come and collaborate with. And from that point on, we started mobilizing volunteers, having weekly volunteer meetings for like the last 5.5 months, and doing a lot of public outreach. And it takes a lot of work to even explain what is a barn raising, because also around here, it's a pretty rural area, so a lot of people, they're like, oh, you're building a barn. That's cool, so there's been a little bit of a lot of work just to sort of convey the concept of what we mean by the community coming together to build a station. But in that, it's also met some of the other goals of really having to talk about not only WGXC, but participatory media and radio, and what is community radio, and what does volunteer-run, media project look like. And so it's been an incredible amount of work to do the logistics, to organize all the volunteers, to get all this food donated. Like, vast majority of this food is donated from local farms and food vendors. To secure the facilities in town took a lot of work, a lot of support from city officials. We thank the mayor. But it's really just like, it's the work itself would be sort of too much if it weren't for the fact that it's part of how we're building and mobilizing the community towards making this station awesome. And
you found you do have good support from the local administration and government?
Yeah, I have to say we've had nothing but support from them so far, and sometimes I'm surprised by that, but I guess it's because there's so many different people involved. It's hard to not love the project, right. I'm sure once we're on the air, there'll probably be more challenges that will come up, because right. People could actually, when you talk about the programming, it's a lot less controversial than when the programming actually happens.
And are there any? Do you have any final thoughts before I send you off to do what you need to do?
Yeah. I'm just really grateful that the sanctuary is here and part of a collaboration in this region of media makers, and we're really excited to be part of a network. There's a lot of other LPFM and community stations here who are all part of this broader region, and you guys. And so I think it'd be really great for us to come out of this with a stronger network that we're doing some mutual support, and
cool.
It's our.
We want that too. So thank you.
Thank you. It's a lot less controversial than when the programming actually happens.
And are there any? Do you have any final thoughts before I send you off to do what you need to do?
Yeah. I'm just really grateful that the sanctuary is here and part of a collaboration in this region of media makers, and we're really excited to be part of a network. There's a lot of other LPFM and community stations here who are all part of this broader region, and you guys. And so I think it'd be really great for us to come out of this with a stronger network that we're doing some mutual support, and
cool.
It's our.
We want that too. So thank you.
Thank you.